Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Shop Talk. I'm your host with the most, Brother B, and you can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 22, 23. Oh, look at that. My daughter, 23, episode 23 of Shop Talk, Appliance Repair's #1 podcast for off-the-clock appliance repair techs. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring to you guys a very special individual. Brother Q, before I introduce you, let me give a tiny speech about you. I like to give personalized intros to all of my guests. So allow me to give you your flowers. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was about 2 years ago when I was hosting Brother Rick and I. Shout out to Brother Rick too, MVP.
Good guy, man.
Respect, bro. But anyway, two years ago when we held our first ever course hands-on, I remember this brother reached out to me. And I remember you were so anxious, man. You was like, yo, bro, I'm trying, man, but the doors ain't opening up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, bro, don't worry. Just, holler at me the day of. We'll work it out, whatever. Don't worry. And man, you was for real and you was serious and you followed through, man. And I met you and I seen your hunger and I remember you pulled up and you was in your personal challenge. You're looking clean, looking like a rapper. I said, okay, we got some money in the TMM class. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I seen his evolution. I seen him grow. I seen this beautiful big van. I seen, his uniform. Man, the guy's doing SEAL. This guy's the MVP of the year. But I'm gonna let him tell his story. Without further ado, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, and please hit the share for tonight's guest, Brother Q from Empire Appliance. Please introduce yourself.
Man, I'm humble, man. I'm humble. I'm just a little guy out here, but no, I appreciate you for inviting me on the show. And definitely you was the first person that actually took me under your arms, man, actually brought me into appliance repair. So I appreciate you first and foremost. I've seen a lot of growth, with the channel, with the school, with everything you're doing. And man, I don't think you give yourself a lot of credit, but you doing some big things for a lot of guys who are trying to figure out, find a niche and try to figure out where they're going to go and kind of produce for their family. So, man, first of all, thank you for everything you've done for me, man. So appreciate that.
Nah, thank you, brother. Okay, so here you are, but let's start at the beginning. I like to I have my own style of interviews. You've seen many of them. I like to start at the beginning and then build it up and then until it gets here, So that's my formula and that's my recipe. So let's start there. You come dressed as the rapper to the sealed system class.
Yeah.
And you stood out to me as one of I would say my most promising, or I had my eye on you students, because you said one comment that stood with me in particular. I'll never forget what it was. It was, I believe it was like we had got back from lunch or we was about to set up and I had wanted to harp on theory. I forgot what it was. It was something along them lines.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember you pulled me to the side and you was like, yo, brother B, like, I really want to get hands on, bro. Like, this every way, bro, I could like, whatever. And I said,
burned the refrigerator.
in my head, I said, I like this guy's drive, because you wasn't playing games, you know what I'm saying? And I like that, And I knew you were going to be special. So you took the course. You got out there and you started doing appliance repair. Now, according to my memory, forgive me if I'm wrong, you didn't have tools. You didn't have much of anything, right? Like you were brand
very minuscule. Like I didn't have much. Like the car that my Challenger, man, I was actually driving to customers' homes with that. I had the Harbor Freight Start kit.
The rapper car.
The rapper car, yeah. So I didn't have much, man. I had just really got started. You know what I'm saying? I did scheduling for an appliance company, right? And that's all the experience I had. I didn't have no experience. So it was scary, man, like getting out there, going to a customer's home and not knowing pretty much anything. I knew I ain't know nothing. So when I
Wow.
came to class, when I said I needed hands-on, you had already told me about the seal system, and the thing is having a torch with plastic, being in a small area, that's scary, man, for a new entry-level technician. So yeah, man, I was definitely serious. I saw what you were doing. I was like, if he can do it, I feel like, I can do it, especially with your guidance. So I didn't have any tools. All I had was just, what I'm saying? I guess the will to just try to be successful in doing this. I'm still learning right now. I don't know everything. But that Voxer channel, man, that's huge, man. That's huge. Like to be able to go into a site like that and get, straight feedback from, years of experience, hey, that's huge. But yeah, to answer your question, I didn't have much anything, man. I had that little startup kit from Harbor Freight with my little toolbox and screwdrivers and a drill. That was pretty much it.
Wow. And bro, you know what? I want to ask you a question because you said you went to the people's homes and you didn't know much of anything. What knowledge did you like gather? Like
All right.
a UFC fighter, right? He goes into the cage. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
martial art. He gonna have one strength. He's good at boxing, kicking, whatever. You went into these people's homes. What was your strength?
All right. So this is the thing, like,
I say that respectfully because
yeah,
you don't have no background, no theory. You just
nah.
jumped out there.
My background is education, right?
Okay.
So I'm a teacher at, I guess that's my background, education. So I've learned how to study and learn pretty much. So in terms of not knowing anything, I knew like the basic minimum. This is what I use based off of watching your channel. You know, you told me to get this.
Yeah.
So
Did you at least use that before you went?
yeah, like the
Oh,
basics.
so
What I'm saying
you had
is,
tools then. Don't scare me.
yeah,
I thought you just threw on a uniform and just said, I'm doing appliance repair
it
and
wasn't
went
like
into the people's houses.
no, it wasn't like that. So my background is education, and just to keep it straightforward and short, I was forced to do something else, right? And while searching for a new career, a new base, I stumbled across your channel. So I started, what I'm saying, studying, doing different things. When I started, I didn't have any knowledge. I didn't have any knowledge in terms of if I ran into this problem outside of what I knew, I didn't know how to troubleshoot. I didn't know how to, you get what I'm saying, work myself through a problem and actually come to a solution in terms of repairing that unit. I did a lot of YouTube University where, I research videos, things of that nature, appliance videos, what's the other guy named Samurai?
Oh, the king,
Yeah, I watched some of his stuff.
the
I ain't
goat,
gonna lie. Hey,
the goat, the
yeah,
goat,
he's dope, but
the
hey,
goat.
you can go too, man. Don't sell yourself short. But in
Yeah.
terms of like, but in terms of like, well, with his channel, that was really more for experienced technicians at that point for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I say I have experience, I didn't have, the I didn't have enough units under my belt for the most part. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like I can do like the simple things with dryers, changing belts and things like that, but not digging to schematics and doing sealed system, for the most part.
Then you know what, bro? Then you showed yourself short now in your opening speech because you were like, nah, I just went to the people's homes and I didn't know much. No, you knew a lot. And in fact, remember I made the reference of the UFC fighter? You know what your strength is? Your practical knowledge on approaching things because you understand like I have a deficiency. I need to grow. And a lot of people don't even have that. But you always had the spark to like want to improve and not stay stagnant. That in itself is a skill,
Mhm.
for real, because you're never gonna be. If life is the alphabet A to Z, you're never gonna be stuck at one letter. With the mentality you have, you always gonna level up. So that in itself is a skill. And
I
then
appreciate that.
and then what you said too, like the educational background. So you're an intelligent. Your approach to problems you'll have a systematic look on it, and that's a good based on what I'm hearing from you. That's a good thing to have. So you did go into this semi prepared. You just probably didn't have all of the knowledge like nomenclature, theory, components, but you at least knew like, okay, I have a game plan. If it's this, it's that, like, okay, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. You read that perfectly, man.
Okay.
But now, the thing is, you can't stay stagnant. You have to continuously learn. You can't just. There's always going to be new products out there. There's always going to be someone that has more information than you, and yeah, you just have to keep learning. That's how I look at things. Every day, I'm seeing different appliances to this day, and I don't know everything, so I still have room to grow. You know, Wednesday, I was talking to a technician. I had an issue with the dishwasher. I'm like,
Mm,
man, I really can't figure out what's going on with this dishwasher. I checked A, B, C, D, E.
mm,
And right off the top, he told me, hey, this is what it is. And I was like, okay, how? And then he broke it down to me. And when you look at it from like a practical or common sense standpoint, it's like,
mm.
oh, why didn't I think of that? But the fact that that's experience, just over time you get that. But it's just an example of you're never going to know everything and you just have to keep learning. Experience in addition to,
Uh,
book smart.
uh,
It's,
the goat, the
man, you
goat.
put me on this though. This is a good.
Oh,
It's
another goat. R.I.P. man. R.I.P. Which can I do a shameless plug? If you haven't seen my book review on that, please revisit it so you could see like what my brother Q is trying to, preach tonight. Apology. It's yours.
no. You good. But yeah, that book right there is it definitely is, it's a lifesaver when you're trying to figure out basic understanding of how appliances work. There are a lot of electronic parts that have been implemented, over the past X amount of years. Pretty much you're diagnosing computers now. But in terms of like the mechanical side, a little bit of the electronical side, this book right here is my go-to.
Okay. So now you know a little something about something. You're going into the people's houses. You take the course. You get the practical welding, whatever. You get the troubleshooting, the tech support line. You got brother Rick, one phone call away. You
Shout
got
out
me
to
on
Brother
the
Rick.
other. And shout out to brother Rick. Please hit
That
the
guy,
like button
man.
for brother
That
Rick.
guy there he knows so much, man. Like in terms of like,
Go, goat,
man,
brother Rick. Goat.
yeah,
Facts.
straight,
That dude, go to all my brother's videos. Any one of them solid, A1. So
man.
now you went through the course, now you did the book, now you're learning. Now I
Mhm.
see you one day at the supply. No, you call me to do a job with you. Speech time, story time. I might clip this YouTube and make this a story time
Yeah.
for because this is a good story guys need to hear. I remember, and it's a good learning one. I remember one time you called me and was like, Brother V, I need your help. I'm working on a built-in Sub-Zero,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
something like that.
Hmm.
I said, okay, copy, brother. I got you. I'll be out there. He was like, meet me here at this time, whatever. Now here I am. My last memory of Q was the guy that was going into the people's homes. He had a little bit of something. He had the rapper car.
Hmm.
You know, I see a whole different guy now. I see a brother in a I see a brother in a number one suited and booted.
Yeah.
I see a brother hop out with a Ford Transit City, I believe it was.
Yeah, my Ford Transit, yeah.
I said, okay, the much okay, my brother
He's
done
the
blown.
blueprint though. That's the thing. It's like,
No, but you ain't let me get to the big boy though.
okay,
Come on, bro. You see me do you going too fast.
all right.
So I see you with the Ford. I was proud of that, man.
Mhm.
I was proud of that moment. You know why I was proud of that moment, bro? Because I believe you had only been doing this 4 months since our last course. And
Mhm.
before you called me like, yo, bro, I need you to help me. And I was like, all right, I'll meet up with you. And in that time, that's a big, you know, step, man. To go from your full suit, you know, your tools. You had SEAL system tools, brand new. I knew they was brand new. Them trains still had the instructions.
Study everything on, yeah. I keep
Stickers.
everything, man. I keep everything, like for
I
real.
mean, bro, but nonetheless, bro, you played and looked the part.
Yeah, appreciate
When
that.
you walk into those people's house for their services for that Sub-Zero, bro, you looked the part. You looked the part and you played the
Appreciate
part.
that. Yeah, I try to be as professional as possible.
I'm sorry, I had a notification. You can hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you good.
Apologies. So anyway, I remember now. We walk in now and it's a Sub-Zero.
Hmm.
But I remember talking to you and I was like, yo, bro, what's going on with the unit? Like, what's up? And you was like, oh, brother B, the guy said this. And man,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, we got to do that. And I was like, really? All right, cool. You know, let's see what's up. And man, when I get there, right away, the lady,
hmm,
shout out to the lady. She knocks on the door. I knock on the door. A Karen, a cold Karen. Hi. Do you want to know what is going on? Hold on. Let me tell you. Let me explain to you. Oh no,
oh man.
I'm like, she's like, you want to speak to my husband? He'll tell you exactly what's going on.
Mhm.
And I was like, honestly, man, may I look at it first respectfully and, you know, just do my own diagnostic and then I'll consult with you guys and draw off your findings. You know,
Mhm.
I finessed her. And she was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. So I dodge around the Karen and I get to the Sub-Zero now. But now I do a systematic approach.
Hmm.
I go off what the customer told me. I mean, I go off it's not cooling,
Hmm.
but like I always do, with your gun, open up the door, get my temps, live by the gun, die by the gun. Please purchase our teas on the links below. Anyway, I see that the temps are out of bounds. I go up to the compressor. I believe you had tapped the system too, right? So
No,
I
no,
go,
it was already tapped.
yeah, it was already tapped. So I get in there, you know, and I'm doing my thing, but I noticed there's no relay on the compressor. I
Mhm.
noticed all type of discrepancies, right? So now I got to do a systematic approach. I pull out one step at a time. I pull out the schematic. I'm doing A, B, C. Then you come in, and then I'm like, Q, what happened here? And then you tell me your story. And in the middle of you telling me your story, here comes dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude knew it all. He came with an ego. He did YouTube research. La 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 la. If a brother wasn't solid on his square and was firm, he would chew them up because he'd tell you how to move, and you can't
Yeah,
let the customer dictate that to you. And I did not bend. I stood my ground with him respectfully, but I was like, no, sir, it's like this. But lesson drawn from that was I hope now I know you're a beast at SEAL systems. You telling me
yeah.
things now that I don't even know. I know you don't have those problems no more. But drawing back on that story, please, you could tell it better than me. Tell me your side of what you remember with that and elaborate on that. Or tell me if I'm bugging altogether. Like tell me your take on that situation for guys that are new into
Mhm.
SEAL systems.
No, I mean, for the most part, you pretty much spot on with that. A lot of times you might have a customer who they've done all this research and they just know that they know what the problem is. But if they really knew what the problem was, they wouldn't have called you or myself out there. So a lot of times I will let the customers kind of go into their spiel. But most likely at that time, I really didn't do a lot of SEAL systems with Sub-Zero, so I really needed that backup there, just in case, I just didn't make the right move or what have you. But for the most part, man, he was one of those guys who just wanted to know it all. And like you said, you stood your ground, you didn't budge, and that was that. But now I'm straight with Sub-Zero. It doesn't really bother me anymore. But I did make a mistake with that job where I didn't. By the way, the customer had put the compressor in, and he didn't put on a start relay or something of that nature.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I should have, hooked up the start relay first and foremost. So that was my mistake. You know.
What it was, I remember now. What it was, and apologies.
Mhm.
It, he Well, okay, so he had bought it in Embraco, and when he bought the Embraco had the relay and the capacitor apart. But the one previous, I believe it was the combination, the square type that has the relay and it has the little black overload inserted with the capacitor on the top. And you plug it in with the harness. And I believe he didn't know that part of it. He didn't know how to do that situation.
He didn't know how to connect it.
I believe that's what it was, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the issue. And it had a restriction as well. The unit had a restriction. But yeah, man, that guy, man, he was, like I said, one of those clients, and you'll get them, or I get them, you know, here and there, where they just know everything, you know. Well, my fresh food section is not cooling because the damper door is not working. Well, man, you have like a block of ice covering your evaporator. There's no airflow. You know, you have those things where you just have to kind of like walk the customers through how the units work and keep it moving. If they want to do business, they'll do business, and they'll allow you to repair the unit. If not, then you just keep it moving, you know?
And bro, on a whole nother side note, that was right when Corona had just started. You remember? It was brand new. I mean, literally brand new. Like we was walking on eggshells. This is when dudes were still wearing gloves to pump gas. Remember we was wearing gloves? It was brand new Corona. We didn't know nothing about nothing. And you and I was masked up. You know what I'm saying? We was playing by the rules. And here come dude next to it.
I remember he was like, excuse me, sir. In all due respect, you don't have Corona. Can't believe he asked this guy if he had Corona, but no, that was a scary time,
I asked
man.
him if he had traveled because he was too reckless with it. Like he didn't. I feel like he didn't respect us at that point because like he didn't even make the attempt to like try to excuse me or like pardon me. Like he was just blatant like.
Yeah.
I'm a boss. I got a little girl to go home to, man. You know, respectfully, you okay?
It's still, you know, Corona is still, you know, it's still a scary thing out there, but I'm not going to front like it. I haven't eased up a little bit. I mean, I wipe everything down, I spray, but when that first hit, I was thinking about taking time off. Like, do I really want to go into people's homes, you know, with this pandemic, this virus, this COVID out there in these streets, you know? But yeah, man, I remember that. That was pretty crazy.
Okay, so let's bypass the Sub-Zero. Eventually, it had the. Did you do it though? Did you figure it out?
No, it was a restriction. It was a
But I'm
restriction.
saying, happy customer, or you had to walk away.
Man, I walked away from that. I walked away.
Okay, you took the L. You took the L. Let's bounce back. Okay, so now
to go back, you know, I was still learning about how to properly charge clients for sealed system diagnostics.
How much you charge?
So now I charge $125 to $300 for the diagnostic, especially for a built-in like that. But yeah, man, I think I charged them something crazy like a regular standard, like $45 to $79 for like a diagnostic, which was that's just
No, man, and we may have even had to do a isolation test where we had to break down the high and the low sky. Like, man, we was looking at some hardcore like troubleshooting.
Yeah. So I learned, you know, a lesson in how to properly bill out for those tests because you're gonna spend time doing all those tests. So yeah, but no, I walked away from there. I got my diagnostic fee and kept it moving. He wanted to pretty much pay pennies on a dollar for the work, you know, and you can't work for free. Although I was only charging, I think $45, $79 for a diagnostic. At that time, I was really focusing on the repair. So when I would bill a customer, I was really shooting for them to go ahead and move forward with the repair. But now it's different, you know. I get paid for my diagnostic fee. You know, most of the time they will choose to have it repaired, especially a Sub-Zero. But yeah, he was just really trying to lowball me on the bill.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna say something, man. Maybe in the beginning, when you first starting out, maybe that's not necessarily a bad idea. And let me explain why. I know when I first started, I wasn't financially well off. And I don't know who's watching this, and I'm still not financially well off. You know what I'm saying? I'm broke, please.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, moral of the story is, when I first started, I didn't have it like that, man. And you
Yeah.
know what it is? If I charge 1,800 for a Sub-Zero compressor install,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm struggling, and I owe this, company and that company, and I'm trying to get my little van up and running, like every dollar
It
counts.
counts, man. Yeah.
So you spending it as quick as you getting it. You waiting for a property manager, waiting for some warranty company checks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
cash
man,
flow.
warranty.
But guess what? This is the double-edged sword with charging them astronomical prices, and your game ain't that sharp
Mm-hmm.
when they call you back and say, hey, it's not working. And then you go back and you try to figure it out. These are Sub-Zeros. People paying top dollar because they want results.
Yep.
So they're willing to put that money up, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't figure it out. And then they say, you know what, we just want to walk away. Can we get our money back? And now you gotta cough that up.
You're gonna be stuck. Yeah, you're gonna be stuck.
Now you gotta cough that up.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? That if you beginning, you want to ease up off the pedal a little bit. And because remember, with this sealed system prices, you live by the sword, but you die by the sword.
Yes, sir. Especially doing, well, let's talk about that warranty, man. That
Go ahead,
warranty
brother.
is something, man. Like, so, first of all, I'm happy that I was able to get a contract with certain warranty companies because a lot of experience, right? You see different units, you get a lot of experience through warranty.
Yeah.
However, man, when you are getting that deductible fee and paying for parts, some warranty companies you have to pay for the parts. Some warranty companies will send the parts to the customer or to you.
Yeah.
For the ones where you have to come out of pocket up front, those are killer, especially if you do, let's say you do 20 a week, right? And you averaging just, let's say, $100. Starting out, you most likely buying parts on every job until you learn how to fix certain things without parts, right? But you spend $100 on each one. That's coming out of your pocket, right? Then you have to wait the 30 days or the 45 days if they pay on time. Like, so, man, that warranty crushed me at first, man. I think that was my biggest challenge. My biggest challenge. I had one company that owed me like $4,000.
I remember. I put you on the
Like,
YouTube
that
so
right had me like, hey, man. And the thing is, you can't really go after them. You can't really, you can't sue. You can't do anything. You just have to find different avenues. If it wasn't for the Voxer channel and some of the OGs on the Voxer channel, put me on game, man, I would have been stuck, man. $4,000 for a startup company while they're still working that's a killer. When you lose that
Well,
upfront.
bro, respectfully, how did you even let it build up that much before you was like, hey, y'all, I could get paid?
So that's the thing. Like, someone told me, said, listen, if you get a new warranty company, do 1 or 2 jobs. I came out the gate like just working because I didn't, yeah, I was just taking it, working, doing the jobs. So, yeah, man, it just built up. Like, like, hey, doesn't it, 30 days? It was like, well, it's 30 business days. Oh, 30 business days. That's different than just regular 30 days.
Yeah, because that's really 40 days now.
40, 45 days.
Eesh.
And then it turned out to be one of those companies that just, I guess, they pay some companies and they don't pay others, So it was a killer, man. I was hurting at that time. So word of the wise, if you starting up warranty companies, make sure you read the fine print.
Shut them up. No. Don't let them do that to you. Use this platform, man, and talk your talk, man. Who does know what company to do that to you, man?
Hey. So Choice Home Warranty was the company. Choice Home.
Choice, y'all out of pocket. Please hit please, no, don't hit the down button. Hit the up button, but right in the bottom of the comment. That's messed up, man. Choice, pay this man.
Hey, listen, Choice was that company right there. They're really, but you know what? It made me a better technician in terms of the business side of it. You get what I'm saying? Because I took it seriously more so on the you know, from a business perspective. Like, hey, get on the phone, make sure that they're looking at your invoices, make sure they're processing your invoices on time. Just because you're turning the invoice doesn't mean that, you know, someone on the other end is actually taking that paperwork and pushing it through. You know,
cutting that check.
have somebody, yeah. So there's a lot of moving parts, you know, that you have to focus on as a business owner outside of just being a technician. You know, I heard you talk about that on one of your shows as well. So yeah, it actually turned me into a better business person.
Yeah.
So when they call and say, "Hey, can you take this job?" No, sir. No, ma'am. We're no longer taking calls for company ABC. Well, why not? Because we're still waiting on the invoice from date, blah, 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 blah. Here's the email. You get what I'm saying? So it made me a better businessman in terms of working with warranty companies. So I don't go straight out the gate, and I take it slow. So if I take a new contract, I'll do maybe 1 or 2 jobs, see how they process their paperwork, and then keep it moving if they ain't one.
I'm gonna clip this little segment out of our video and make a little 3-minute video about this, and on the title put "Choice, please pay this man." And you know what? Hey, we gotta start using. Hey, listen, man, we're gonna use our platform now, man. We never had a voice. Listen, we never had a voice. When companies like Yelp used to burn us up, we couldn't do nothing. We had to just. All these companies doing, like any company moving forward that does anything I consider, or you or any, you know, body in the community like shady, I feel like it's my job to report it. I see the side of us, the text. I'm gonna put it on this platform, and hopefully, you know, those eyes see that and fix those wrongs and get you your check, man. And I'm gonna talk to the other YouTube influencers. I'm sure they would be down for that because they text too, and I'm sure some of their subscribers probably going through the same thing too. So we gotta, yeah, man, let's use our voice now. We never had a voice like this before. Now when they come with the buffoonery on the phone, all sweet and lovey-dovey, be like, man, I'm messing with you. I'll show you on Shop Talk. I hit the like, subscribe, and share button for Brother Q. But anyway,
I know somebody's gonna see it on Shop Talk, man. But you know, I took it personally, bro. I really did. Like, you know, I took that anger because one, it's like, you know, I try to be respectful. I try to be professional, and when that happened, it's like I really got, you know, what I'm saying, angry.
I'm so sorry, bro.
You got the killer in the background.
What's up? You're in Shop Talk here, man. Brother Q. Sorry, player.
Yeah, no, you're good. But I took it, you know, I took it personally. So I tried to hone on my skills a little bit more. And my mindset was, you know what? I'm gonna make it so that when their customers call for a technician, they specifically call for Empire. That was my mindset. Like, I'm gonna make them pay that way, you know. I'm gonna make them feel like, okay, every time somebody's calling from this area, oh, they're asking for, you know, Quentin from Empire Appliance. They don't want nobody else. And I had customers, I didn't ask them, but I had customers call me and say, hey, I talked to such and such company and told them that, you know, you wasn't gonna come out anymore because you no longer expect this. And, you know, they actually did it. But that was my mindset. Like, you know what?
I respect.
I hit you in a different way, you know. So it just made me a better business person. It made me a better technician, you know. Other than that, but yeah, I did a lot of calls. I did like 130 calls in like maybe 60 or 90 days for them.
Yo, bro, that motivated me though, bro. Because you know what you did? You took like what an average person would take, anger, wrath, all type of stuff, and you like, in fact, use love and kindness, and you used your work performance to, like, you did the Gandhi approach. You that's though. You know what I'm saying? You defeated them with kindness. But we're gonna get you your money though. All right. So now you're negative 4,000. Let's start with that. You're negative 4,000. And now you're trying to get the ball rolling. But you did a big upgrade in 4 or 5 months. How'd you do that jump? What clicked? to make you go from zero to hero?
Listen, bro, I pretty much did this like I went to sleep like with this on my mind, you know. Long days, like I would get up, we'll start like working at 7, get back like around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Just long days, man. I think I got there from uh back in school. I went to school on scholarship. So man, I would take 9, 10 classes, which is a lot in college, working a job overnight. I think I just got that work ethic from just that experience in school. But anyhow, I pretty much just ate, slept, and you know what I'm saying, just did this 24/7, you know, for the most part. I covered from Homestead, Florida, all the way to Port St. Lucie.
So
So I had to take on more jobs to kind of dig myself out of it. If that makes sense. So I
yeah,
started working with that warranty company and took on more jobs with this warranty company, and then I started trying to get referrals out of those jobs, and they would send me referrals. So that was pretty much it, man. So I just work, and it paid off in a sense. Um, Even up to this point, I still use that same concept. Pass out business cards, try to get referrals, and now I do this right here. I don't know if you can see this, but I sell
oh,
these plans. I sell these plans.
that
It's just
that
like
that joint looks like the menu of a 5-star restaurant.
I had to make this up, man. You know, but so I sell these plans, like these service plans, and you know, other companies do it. They have these maintenance plans. So I let the customer know, like, hey, we have plans starting at $12.95 to $30 a month for XYZ. You know, every so often we'll come out and we'll maintain your dishwasher, your refrigerator, your dryer. And then they send referrals and it just keeps building. It just keeps building. So I was able to kind of like wean myself off of warranty and getting more COD. Um, so I would use other avenues such as, you know, the Home Depot, the thumbtacks, you know, Home Advisor. Don't do, don't do it.
Oh,
But
we're gonna
the
bash
lead
them out
generation,
too.
yeah,
I don't like them either.
yeah. But at the same time, I'm still watching your channel. I'm still learning from you. And you mentioned you had a channel, a show with lead generate lead generation. So that's how I got into the Home Depot and the lead generators like Thumbtack and things like that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I started weaning myself off of warranty, and that COD. Once I started billing for COD, I started seeing money come in like immediately, right?
Cash
And then
flow.
it was like I got all the money came to me. I didn't have to pay a middleman. I didn't have to pay, you know, a warranty company or whatever. So I got what I was worth pretty much. You know, so instead of getting paid X amount of dollars, I got paid the blue book value for what, you know, I'm worth as a technician. So it's just growth, man. I'm still learning, but you know, you played a major part in this growth, and some other guys on YouTube played a major
Shout them
part.
out. Shout them out. Give
So
them their shout.
you know, Mike Check was one. You know,
Shout
um,
out to him.
a good friend of mine now is Rochelle Ward. Um,
Mm, mm.
it's a
Did you
lot.
see the episode with me and her?
Pretty much the whole Boston community, man. You
Did you
know,
see? Did you see the episode with me and her?
yeah. I caught up.
Shout out to Miss
Caught
Ward.
up. Man, it's now I went blank, man. It's a lot of people. I want to like miss names of it. Pretty much the whole boxer. Brother D, Brother Durham,
Oh, the
um,
OG.
Mario, man. Listen, this guy right here is a beast, man. When it comes to like serial system, I learned a lot of my LG from Mario. Just you know what I'm saying, talking to him on the phone. Ooh, Chris, pretty much the whole boxer family, man. I learned, and I'm still learning. You know,
Okay, so now you're doing good, by the way. I like this whole story. And just to recap it, you started with a little bit of something, you didn't know a little bit of nothing, going into the people's house with the rapper car, you got negative 4,000. You ditch the rapper car, you get into the Ford Transit. We're doing sealed systems now. Whoa, we're doing warranties, but we're pilling ourselves and we're stretching ourselves thin because we got to go to point A to point B, but we got to do all of that to catch up because of this monkey on our back.
Mm-hmm.
We finally get the monkey. Do we get the monkey off our back? Because I want to get to the big body. I want to get to the big boy. Are we there yet or not yet? Am I missing gaps?
No, you good. So I mean, once that's still system, you were right. Like when you add that to your repertoire, it does a lot in terms of boosting. For example, my thing was like dryers at first, right? I was real good at doing dryers, but you wouldn't make but so much on a dryer. You do one seal system and it's like 3 dryers, right? So it just started kind of multiplying in a sense. And then on top of that, I didn't have to use a part every single time I went out. I started learning more and I could say, oh, you know what? I can just fix this or do this and do that. And it's, I didn't need a new part. So my costs went down in terms of how much I was spending out on a monthly basis on parts, so it was a lot of different variables, that came into play. You know, so that was pretty much a short version in a sense. I have.
So you got the Ford Transit and now you move to the sealed system is what you saying? Now you're hardcore to the sealed system?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you got the Ford Transit, you doing your thing, suited and booted, got the sealed system in your repertoire. Now you are somebody. Now you are forced to be reckoned with. Did we now talk about the big body or not yet?
Yes,
There's still
yeah.
more.
No, you straight, you good?
All right, let's talk about the big body. So then, ladies and gentlemen, one day I met Marcone. Shout out to Marcone. Shout out to Saul. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
And I remember I met Marcone, right? And I'm waiting for parts. And here's little old me and my little tiny heater, my little Ram Pro Master City, four cylinder. But hey, it's sufficient with gas. I like it. I don't got a big bill and it's perfect for me.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
To the left of me, I see one of the big tall boys. So I'm like, okay. But I know that brother. He got like a rapper to him. Hold on. I said, that's Brother Q. But I see you with a tech. Something. Did he have on the uniform? So I said, oh my God.
And he had just started too.
Please hit the started share button for Brother Q, man. I was so proud of you, man. And that's when I knew you had made it, man. At that point, I said, you know what? There's a saying that says if you give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day, But if you teach a man to fish, you've taught him how to eat forever. And you know what? At that point, that's when I looked at you and I said, you know what? He's at a level now that, I mean, not that he don't need me no more, because I'm sure I could always help him something. But at that point, I said, he's now learned on his own through a pandemic. Listen to your odds. Listen to the cards you were dealt. Through the pandemic, 4,000 negative, no tools, no van, nothing. You were behind the 8 ball. You were able to look. And bro, now you got your thing going. I see you in the background. Diplomas all up. I gotta give you a TMM academic alumni class 001. You.
Yes, sir, man. Listen. The thing is, like you mentioned a long time ago, how with the appliance repair, like there are so many positives in terms of, being recession proof in a sense. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I know some techs who lost out during the pandemic, so I just consider myself blessed, man. Really, sticking with it. There are days where you're tired. You just got to keep moving, man. You got to keep moving your feet. I listen to a lot of motivational videos, man. Like literally in the morning, I listen to something to keep me going, because there are days you flat out tired, man. If you do like 10, 11, 12 jobs a day, you have to get home, paperwork, invoice, everything. Like, hey, I drink like coffee all day. You get what I'm saying? So it's like those days you feel like you just want to do nothing, right? Those are days you have to like dig in and just keep going. You got to keep, man. So when I say shout out to the Voxer community, like when I would call you guys, crazy hours, you know, and that was real, man. Like, think about that. When I first started out, nobody to talk to, right? If I had to figure something out, I had to go online or right here. But when you get a community like what you started, that's real because then you start hearing, hey, instead of doing this, do this. So you getting like experience like crazy, man. So motivation from that chat, from the videos, seeing what you did first, and then keep doing it through discipline, right? Having a schedule, just staying on top of that schedule, just grinding it out. Get tired, just keep moving, and then watching what you're doing. So when you talk about uniform, I saw you with the uniform first. So now I have like a blueprint. You get what I'm saying? When I talked to Mario about still system about LG, you know, he has a system, he has a blueprint. So a lot of my success comes from, you know, seeing you guys. Rochelle, like man, Rochelle is crazy when it comes to like the business side of it. Oh man, listen, she's phenomenal. She understands like
Let's shout her channel out. Hey, y'all, please go visit her. Her channel is Solid Steps to Wealth.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, Female owned appliance repair business, South Florida. She
Never
hasn't been doing
sleeps.
it long, and she's doing her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Shout out to her.
You know, so things like that, like finding people's strengths and being humble enough to admit that you know you lack in that area and just learning from people who've already done it. Brother D, man, that's another genius, man.
Yeah, the GOAT. GOAT.
He broke down a door switch for me, and this
Yeah.
might sound kind of like I don't want to sound, you know, it's weird, man. Like 5 years ago, I would
It's
never
the
thought of.
nuances, homie. It's that you was learning appliance repair at a
Yeah,
nuance level. And that's what separates, like, you know, the way we get down, you know, like we rudimentary with it from the ground up, like
yeah.
everything. No stone left unturned.
So, you know, my success, man, I don't really see myself as successful yet. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people out there that's killing the game right now.
Yeah,
And you have to have some type of competitive edge in a good way.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know, in a good way, not a negative way. I'm not the type of
No,
person and you know to get mad or upset because somebody's in my area doing jobs. That's petty. Yes, there's so much work out here in this field. You shouldn't you know, think that somebody's going to be taking all your business. There's just too much business out there, too much. So yeah, man. You know, my success, man. You know, I really appreciate what you guys have done for me, and I don't see myself as being as arriving yet. I'm still working. You know.
brother, listen, man. I'm gonna ask you one favor. Please don't shout me out no more, cause I don't want the people to think I credited you for that. This is
Oh
this
It's not what it
this
is.
is
It's
this
not what it
man's
is.
public opinion,
Nah.
y'all. You know, this ain't rehearsed or nothing, and I'm flattered and I'm humble, man. But tonight the show is about you, and let me turn it back up to you, man, and put the spotlight back on you, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you've achieved. Now let's I think we at the current. Can we do a little forecasting and a
Sure.
little bit of future projections and get into some plans and where you see yourself in 5 years, and then where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Okay. That's a good question. So in 5 years, in terms of appliance repair, okay, that's a good question. But this is where it's kind of a sensitive topic because one thing I learned is not a sensitive topic. I don't know how that's not the right word.
You want to pass it?
Uh,
You want to skip it?
no, I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna answer.
Okay.
It's just I don't want to. I know I have to put it this way. Like I don't want to get laxed on my vision. So I write everything down, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I try to hit 1 point from 1 point from 1 point. So I have a 5 year plan. The thing is I don't want to like put it out there and forget about it. That's weird, right?
No,
That's
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. So safeguard it. Safeguard it.
yeah. I want to. I mean, I'm speaking it into existence, but at the same time, it's like it's that's it's pretty far off right now.
But you
So
got something though, right?
Yes,
You got
but
something.
yes, more to the immediate future. I'm working on upgrading to a different facility. Um,
Okay.
I would like to work on like the built-ins and have like a shop just for the built-ins.
Okay.
It's crazy. Like when you work on certain units, you'd be surprised how many people offer their old appliances because they're getting new. Like y'all get a call say, hey, we just purchased a home and we're going to replace the refrigerator. We're going to put this in. Would you like to come get this unit? Is that a Sub-Zero? Yes, of course. So I go pick up this unit. If I have a facility where I can work on that, um, resale. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that's in the near future. Um, Also, I would like to build my team a little bit more because right now it's pretty much, you know, I'm the bulk of my team right now. So I'm trying to delegate.
You answering your own calls, everything. You doing everything yourself.
Yeah, my wife actually does a lot of the, she handles the phones and things of that nature. So
Shout
that's a
out to
big
her,
help.
man.
That's a
Shout
big
out
help.
to her. She's the
You know,
MVP.
man, listen, what you say, man, like
Shout out to her.
that's the thing. Like the phone rings now, so it's a different vibe. It's a different feel when you're working and your phone is just constantly ringing. That's a good feeling. And when you don't have somebody and to answer those calls, you miss a lot of jobs. You miss a lot of opportunities, and you just never know who that one person was. I missed a call from the school district, right? And to this day, that bothers me where that could have been a nice en route to a long-term relationship, and so that's an example where you got to have somebody answering those calls. So yeah, shout out to my wife Tiffany for doing that for me. But yeah,
Shout out to Tiffany.
I want to expand my team, where I get some more technicians. So the tech that you saw, he was new, so I was pretty much teaching him from the ground up. That requires a lot of energy and patience, as you know.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that, but it can slow you down, in a sense. Like, for example, if you have, I'm just going to say 6 jobs, 7 jobs, and your jobs are not immediately close together. So you have to account for travel. So you can't spend so much time on one job. You have to get in, and get out and go to the next one. And when you have someone that you're training, if you don't have the facility per se, where you can take a Saturday and or Sunday and train them, then you in the field with them. It slows you down. So he was just starting out. So now I want to expand my team with more experienced techs from the get. You get what I'm saying? Like coming straight out of, Rick's class, with
Shout out to
information.
brother Rick.
Hey Rick, I need some techs, man. You need to go ahead and send
Man,
them
get
straight.
in line, man. Rick be stingy with them texts, man. Rick
I
be
need some
handing
techs.
them off to Samsung. They
Oh,
call
come on,
like
Rick.
vultures. And
Come
then
on.
we have the contest, right? The student contest where like Miami Lakes Tech
Mhm.
will go up against like South Miami, and will go up
Oh,
against Jacksonville, will go up against like the best of every portion of Florida, right? It's like it's a competition. So I'm one of the judges in the region down here in Florida. So I
what?
judge the new guys, right?
Okay.
And it's like the draft. It's like the NFL draft, right?
And I
So
need to check this out, man.
yeah, yeah, it's a real thing. Next time we do one, I'm gonna tell Rick, and they always want local vendors like
Business.
you and I, yeah, because what that does is show the people who pay for the actual investors and the founders of the business, the school itself, when they see like local businesses supporting the program and going to look for their scouts, that shows like, okay, this program works. There's a demand for it. So that's a big reason why it's doing good. But I
Mm.
digress. It's like the combines. They'll have stations, right? Like my station one year, it was a range, and
Mhm.
the failure was it was the thermistor was open. It was a Frigidaire with a F11 error code, and I had a paper like a checklist,
Mhm.
safety 1 to 5, communication, everything. But you don't get it, bro. These guys were like SEAL Team 6. They came with gloves,
Everything
booties,
is
the goggles.
not the
You know,
goggles.
like in the military boot camp when they give you the
What?
belt with the
Oh man,
little brass right here, the little brass piece. Even though their uniforms tucked in, boots polished.
that's what I want though. I want that right there. Hey,
Who don't want that? But
I'm
listen,
telling you, that's what I want right there.
who don't want that? So listen, they go to the station, right? And there's various stations like Washer, Solomons, I don't know, Broken Harness. There's one for Seal System. Like there's like 10 stations, and these students are just rotating, right? And there's the vultures, Samsung, Decor.
Just waiting to get the best one.
And now,
But
mind you, but real quick, Rick, my partner. So I'm gonna get the creme de la creme. But Rick can't help it,
mhm.
because the minute that they walk away from Rick's little nest, like a bird that has little
Yeah,
nest.
yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
to them.
yeah.
They know I'm just joking, right? But the minute they get too far from the mother, there go the vulture. Hey, I'll
Here they
pay you
come.
X amount. Hey, here's my
Yep.
card. Call me. Like the NFL combine, I couldn't compete. My mind was like this. Like, look at these dirty politics.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the way the game is taught, huh? But
That's
anyway,
real life.
I digress. Why were we talking about this story? Damn.
Not that I was saying
Oh,
I needed some text, but you're
oh,
right.
so
But like that's the thing. Like a lot of the students that come out of the schools, where have you, they get snatched quick. With X amount of salary. With
yeah,
benefits, everything. That's hard to compete. When you're a smaller company.
yeah,
And we're a small family-owned business. I
yeah.
think our benefit is, you're a person, compared to an employee.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more room for growth, I feel, with company, like mine versus a larger, Samsung. If you want to, climb the ladder there, you have to do a lot, So that's just something I think we have a benefit. But yeah, they get snatched quick, man. But to get an experienced technician, that's what we're looking for, or experienced technicians, that's what we're looking for now, versus training people from ground up. It's just easier on myself, starting off right now. Uh, but yeah, man, that's crazy, man. So
Let
they
me
have
let
like
me
a
let me
combine.
let
Right?
me ask you one other question. You read? You
Yes.
read it?
Well,
What
yeah. What you mean?
you been reading anything as of late?
Like which, like in
Like
terms of
books?
books,
Yeah.
finances?
Not
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
Just
So
growth.
another thing I do, I have ooh, put this out there. So we have a real estate investment group, so that's the other side. So that's something I've been reading up on a lot as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much that's what I've been reading, like financial literature, just trying to make sure I understand the ins and outs of investing and stuff like that. Um, the news, I try to read that, of course, just try to stay in touch with what's going on. But yeah, I mean, before we talk, I was reading a Mila service packet. The technician
Yeah.
service. I was reading that, so I read those a lot because a lot of times you'll run into things that 3 weeks ago I had this problem I couldn't figure out, and then when you get the time, you just start reading like their tech guides, and you just get that information. So next time you go out to another home, it's like clockwork. Now I can check for this. Now I can check for that. So yeah, I read the technical guides, stuff like that. But what was you?
The reason why I was asking you if you read, yo, bro, how you feel about the book, the Kleinhardt book, from 1 to 10, importance in your life?
All right. So
Just 1 to 10. What you think?
I know that's not a simple question though.
Okay, no,
No,
because
but no, no,
go
that's
ahead,
a
go ahead.
good question. But so I'll say I have to give it first off. I have to give it a 10 because this right here was like my introduction into like a different world of appliance repair. So off rip, I have to give it a 10. Um, Now this may seem kind of backwards, but I would actually knock it down to like 8.5 now. Why? Because there are some. It's not outdated because it's like I said, it's like the basic. You need this in your life in terms of appliance repair. But there's so much more technology out there now that's no longer covered. If that makes sense. So, for example, if you get like an LG refrigerator with the screen, TV screen in it, or you know what I'm saying, that's not going to be covered in the cleaner. So I would come back and knock it down a little bit for that. And you really can't knock it because it was already written. You know what I'm saying? So,
Bro, it came out in 2012, bro.
oh, it's crazy. It's crazy, but that's
The
that's ancient
the thing
right now.
that almost 10 years ago, and it still holds its value. But
Mm,
the reason I ask you the importance of that, right? And I emphasize, and I'll be like, yo, you gotta read this book. And you took my word and you did it. Bro, I got another one for you, bro. And this
oh,
is why I asked you
you
about
give a
people.
pen, give a
Oh,
pen.
for sure. Get the pen. Get the pen.
Ready. So what's
Bro,
this? What's this book?
listen to me. Get ready for your life, your business, even your real estate. Even your real estate. Listen, the Bible, respectfully, because
Oh, of
I
course.
respect all religions, you
Oh,
know.
wait, wait. You talking about the Bible? Bible.
No, 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 no. You know when people be
I
like,
was
"Oh, the Bible of
got you.
investment, or the Bible of stock markets, or like the authority of this
Yes, sir.
subject
Yes, sir.
matter." You put in the gold stamp on yo, bro, for business
Mhm,
like art and
mhm.
any business really. The E Myth Revisited.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I got
Listen,
that. I got the
listen,
Kindle version.
listen to me.
Yeah.
Start the audios when you doing your next seal system. Start the audio.
Mm.
Lock out, lock out. But pay attention to your seal system.
Of
But
course, yeah.
forget about the lady what she's listening to and the dog and
Oh, man.
and the little robot vacuuming the floor, like all that. Tone it out. Get your little ear pods and tap into that book,
Look,
bro.
yeah.
That's
Look.
gonna. You say how you said it changed my life and it
Mhm.
gave me a whole new view. That book's going. It gave me one.
Yeah. I
Watch
haven't
it.
finished
Check
it.
out the review I did on that book too. If
Okay. Oh,
you
oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
review on that book, life changing. And I
Uh,
say it bro, because when there's good, something good, right? Wouldn't you tell your partner, like, hey, bro, this is what's up over here. Why don't you come check it out? If I don't spread that gospel, I would be no good. I have to put you on. Reach one, teach one.
that's the characteristic I was talking about earlier, because everybody not like that. Some people they take whatever they know and they hold on to it like little crabs and don't want to share because they feel like you're gonna surpass or whatever they feel. I don't know. But side note, man, why do customers allow their pets to wander while you have a torch in your hand? That's happened to me like last week. Side note, why do they do that? Why they want to clean behind the refrigerator when you working? They want to vacuum, sweep. But yeah, man, that was just a little sidebar. But yeah, man,
Nah, it's some unique customers out there, man. For
oh
sure, for
man,
sure. It's some
telling
real winners out there.
you. Yeah, man. But yeah, definitely, I'll check out. I started reading this book, but I never finished. So
Bro,
I'm
you're
definitely
gonna
gonna
you're
make
gonna
sure I
you're
finish.
gonna thank me, bro. You're gonna thank me. You're gonna thank me. And I don't want you to, but you're gonna be like, damn, bro, that was a good read. Just spread the word, man. And let's sharpen up the industry and let's professionalize it. And look, to go back to your thing about being like keeping everything close to pocket, and I wanted to like share like knowledge and information. My thing is I believe in karma, bro. Like my spiritual, if you will, spirituality is heavily invested in like the golden rule. Do unto others. And I believe life is about energy, bro. So I want good blessings, bro. I want doors to open up for me. I need them to in order for me to be able to move to where I gotta get to. And the
Mm-hmm.
only way I can expect people ahead of me to do that for me is by me at the position that I'm at. This ain't no position. I'm a nobody to help those that maybe is a little below me and trying to, you know what I mean, and me reap that good karma. hoping that I could open up them doors. And that's what it's about, bro, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true though, man. I mean, karma is real, man, and it comes back around to you, But yeah, that's a great characteristic to have, my brother. So I appreciate that. You know,
Sure.
I'm definitely gonna check out this. What's some other? Give me some more nuggets, man. What's some other books you got?
For what though? In what regards?
Just life, just in general.
This brings me. I should do an episode of that. But like, I'll tell you like let me see, like maybe 5 books that were like life changing for me. But one is, did you ever read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one. Cause that one. Let me see, cause we've been talking a while, bro. We already at the hour mark. I don't know if I could keep you going or what. I don't want to spend your
It's up
time.
to you. Yeah.
I'll try to expedite it, and then we'll get out of here. But
All right.
Thinking Grow Rich, that one was positive for me because that one really showed me that like no matter what like we put our mind to, like we really could achieve it. And like that sounds so cliche though, like so easy to roll off the tongue, but it's a real science
That's
to that.
real, man.
And he go through all the steps: mastermind, planning your work, working your plan, the belief system, all that, all those steps. So that was an important one. Another one that was important to me was a book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. That one was dope.
Man,
That one
thinking.
was
Okay.
about like that's like more like your thoughts and like metaphysics, like whatever you think a lot about, like you will attract that kind of stuff to you. And that may sound cliche too, but that got a science in itself. One of my favorite authors was a dude named Robert Greene. He's the dude who wrote the book The 48 Laws of Power.
Mm-hmm.
But that, in my opinion, that wasn't my most favorite piece of work from him. It was I would say this probably my third or second favorite book of all time. It was a book he wrote called, write this down too. This is life changing. It's called The 33 Strategies of War. But when he says war, it's not like a physical war that you're gonna like get in a tank and go shoot somebody. It's just the daily life to life wars we have.
Mm-hmm.
People haggling on prices with you, people trying to play mind manipulative games, how to observe enemy patterns, people trying to, lay traps for you at the workplace. It's more like 33 strategies of like a day-to-day social warfare. So, and that one was a must read. And then another one was the E-Myth Revisited for sure. That's top 5. Um Man, I got so many. I don't want to do nobody no injustice, but
I know that's how I
it's
felt.
man. I could go on, but if you asking me the best 5, no, I can't.
That
Nah,
33
man.
strategies. I
Yeah, I
like
think I
that.
gave you.
I'm gonna check that out.
I give you some notable ones. How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. That was a good one. Um, Another good one was one called The Four Agreements, but I forgot who wrote that. Man, I don't know, man. That's a lot,
Hey,
man. But
we're gonna have to chop it up and then go on this list,
yeah,
man. That's good, man. I don't have a lot of time to just constantly read, but a lot of times I'll get like the audio and I'll listen to it in the van if I'm at work or something like that. But I'm gonna check out this 33 strategies, man.
yeah,
So
for sure, life
yeah.
changing. As a matter of fact, you see the thing when I read though, bro. Like you really gotta read. Like you gotta like turn the phone off,
Listen.
tap in, get yourself together, and
Mm-hmm.
say like, man, I gotta stimulate old Betsy. Let me give her some oil change.
Yeah, man. You gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep it
Internally
sharp.
dialogue with the author saying and like really try to grasp like their message. And it helps with the vocabulary as well too. Like a lot of words that I use is because I read, not
Mm-hmm.
because I'm smart or nothing. I'm actually dumb, but reading has improved my vocabulary and it's given me confidence because a lot of times I didn't know what words meant, so I had to look it up in the dictionary. And I'm like, imperative. Oh, okay. That's what that means. And now I'm learning different words and I don't know. So reading helps, man. Reading is
It
good.
does, man.
And it
Reading,
helps with your business.
yeah. Definitely. You gotta learn every day, man. That's how I look at it. You know. You gotta learn every day, man. But I definitely
But yeah,
appreciate
man,
you.
I think well, before I let you go, man, you got anything you want to shout out, man? You got any shout out your business people, man, or anything. If people want to get in touch with you, man, people like your story, they want to, tap in. How can we reach you? You want to shout anything out? You got anything, last words?
Man, I'm real low key, man.
All right.
I'm like, man, I'm so behind the social media, bro. I don't really, it's
Say
like
less.
I need to catch up. I don't even know my social media tag. Is that bad? Like Facebook and Instagram and all that? That's it's crazy, man. But
Brother, right now you in the mud, bro. Right now you in the gladiator school. You are preparing yourself for the vigors of this for the long haul. At the stage you're at now, you went through the worst life could throw at you. You went through, again, all your circumstances, a pandemic. What's gonna happen in 4 or 5 years when this is all done? You a beast, seal system, schematics, you in and out, you charging people, you got 2, 3 tags. Who's gonna tell you? Like what can life possibly throw at you then that you haven't been prepared for now? You battle tested, bro. You Coliseum ready.
look, man. Right now, this experience, man, it's gonna be with me forever, man. I put it that way. It's definitely a learning experience. So, you know, it definitely prepped me, boy, because there was some rough months there, man.
Yeah,
You got these bills you need to pay. So you're
yeah.
right, man. But yeah, if people try to reach out to me, info@empireappliance.com, empireapprepair.com. That's probably the best way, through email. And then what I can do is I can shoot you a link. I guess you put in the description, something like that, with my Instagram and Facebook and all that. Because I don't know off the top of my head.
Nah, don't worry, bro. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. And again, Q, man, look, man, it's an honor as a friend
Nah,
to have
man,
met
appreciate you,
you.
bro.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
you.
words, man. At the rate you were going, I had to stop you and say, man, if you don't quit, these people are gonna think I put you on to all this.
You said
But
it. Nah, I'd rather give people their flowers while they,
thank you,
like I
thank
said,
you,
man, I give people
thank
their,
you.
their props, man. Ain't no
Thank you,
point in
thank you,
holding back,
thank you.
man.
And I humbly accept them, man. But thank you. Hey, but the feeling is mutual, man. Good brother to me, solid dude, A1 from day one. I could always count on you. Hey, if I ever need you, I know you one phone call away. You didn't have to be anywhere in
So,
the world, but you here with me. And I
yes,
appreciate it.
I finally made it, man.
Yeah,
Finally
you was
made
long overdue. Hey, but this gonna be one of the better interviews, man. A lot of
it.
people gonna like this one, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any final words?
No, man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate
All
you.
right.
Look forward to continuing. Hey, I'm gonna come to your next class too.
Oh,
Where's
you
the next
better
class?
believe it.
Yeah.
TBD.
Got you. No worries. No
And there
worries.
you have it, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube's premiere #1 appliance repair talk for off the clock appliance repair talk. Text. I'm your host with the most, Brother B. Brother Q, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here
Yes,
with
sir.
us. We appreciate that. Love, peace, and harmony. We signing out. Good night, bro.
All right, man.
Peace.
Yes, sir.